Hey everyone, and welcome back to Elden Ring. We are in the Tombsward cave where we left off last time, and we are going to go ahead and clear out the cave. Let's make sure that we have everything equipped that we want. So yeah, we do have the Clawmark seal, and I have put on the Flame Sling. So all of your spells, whether they're sorceries or incantations, just go on the up direction on the D-pad. And then with the left hand, we're going to be able to swap between the torch and the staff and the Clawmark seal. So for now, we're just going to, we'll just go in with that. And let me take off fire grease and those. So if you don't have the flame sling, or if you don't have the faith requirements to do all of the stuff that I've done right now, that is not a problem. You can definitely craft some fire pots, and that will be really useful for the boss. So what we're about to go into is kind of a poison swamp area. It's kind of interesting if you look at the map, like we're underneath a poison swamp. So there's obviously stuff dripping in here, so it's kind of cool. And we've got these like mushroom-headed things as the enemies. They do shoot poison at you. There is poison on the floor here, like this pool. Something that I'll show you real quick. So when you step into it, obviously you're taking poison, but not damage, but you're building up poison status ailment. If you roll in it, basically the poison will stick to your body or to your armor, and even when you're out, it'll still continue to build up. So just be aware of that. And also be careful of rolling. But a good thing to know in here, once you're poisoned and you're just healing through it like I am now, you can't get poisoned again. So take advantage of that and just run through the swampy area, because it's not like it's going to be building your poison up again. Alright, so a good way to mark this area, and also something I had meant to do earlier. Let's go ahead and craft about 5 of these and equip them. That way, once we get to an area that we're not on the swamp, we'll stop. Whoops, I meant to heal. We're not taking too much damage. I'm not going to pick up this item yet, because that's the direction we want to go to finish this cavern. So let's head over here first. There are some blobby enemies up on the ceiling that will drop. They're kind of like the ones that we've faced on before, like on that, I think it was on the beachhead near the Spirit Spring, and when we fought against, what was it? The Alabaster Lord, I think. Whoops. Oh, I'm poisoned. I was trying to cast my spells. And there's some rats down here. Down this hallway there's another, I think another group of rats, and or maybe just one large rat. And same within here. Whoa. Oh, come on. Switch. Okay, and then there's a giant rat in here. And again, because we're already poisoned, it's not that big of a deal to move or to dodge in the poison. Alright, so get this, which is an immunizing white cured meat, and another nomadic warrior's cookbook, and here comes the other rat. And this one has gold eyes. Why? I'm gonna die. I don't know why it wasn't locking onto it. That was very frustrating. So we'll come back down here and get our runes. Grrr. That was very frustrating and annoying. Annoystrating. Just gonna make up words because I can. Alright, so we're back at the beginning. I don't know why I did that. So we can just run right past all of these mushroom enemies at the beginning. If you want to fight them again, you can. They give us 56 runes, so not great, but not terrible. Up to you if you want to take your time and go through all of them again in the middle there. Or we can just kind of hug the right and come back down here. We can just pop over to the left, and so yeah, there is only the one rat in here. So it might be easier to just take him down, her down first. Heal. We're still in the poison swamp, so don't heal that yet. Golden runes. Almost looked like that one had eaten my runes, but they were just sitting right next to it, which made it look like it was glowing. Alright. I don't want to say I'm doing better, but I feel like I'm doing a tiny bit better. And we can also, before we go fight the boss, or before you go fight the boss, if you're not feeling comfortable with how many heals you have, or how much you had to use going through this cave, you can always run back to the site of grace and replenish everything, and then just make a dash straight for the boss room, which is really pretty easy to get to. So we've got a few of the Miranda flowers up here. Got an Arteria leaf, which supposedly is exceedingly rare. And we've got a few more enemies down here. Let's go and take that one down. Got some more of these little mushroom guys. A little poison swampish pool here. And poison darts. And that one dropped some toxic mushrooms. Oh my gosh. Die already. Give me your stuff. Alright, so I'm not poisoned. Let's go ahead and read the items that we've gotten so far. We have the immunizing white cured meat, which boosts our immunity. A white sliced meat dried out after pickling in a green medicinal solution. Temporarily boosts immunity. Lasts longer than traditional cured meat, but with reduced effectiveness. And we got the Cookbook 8. Oh, I'm sorry, the Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 8, which gives us the ability to make poison grease and drawstring poison grease. Same description as ever. These poison bone darts are animal bone sharpened into a knife for throwing, with a poison-laced tip. Throw at enemies to inflict damage and build up poison. And finally, we got the Toxic Mushroom, a mushroom covered in toxic mold that grows in rotten lands. A skilled hand can repurpose its toxic mold into an effective ward against scarlet rot. That's very useful as a crafting item. And the Miranda powder we've seen. So the poison darts, you can actually build up the poison affinity pretty quickly using that. So you can just kind of toss, and it works really well. All right, so now we are back in the, I guess what I would call the main room of this cave. So that's the item that we went past. And I am feeling okay with the amount of heals and everything that I have for this boss fight. So I'm just going to go down here and go the correct way down this tunnel. And we're going to come in here. So I honestly don't remember if you can summon or not in here. It's a very small room. We're going to be fighting against one of the large Miranda flowers. And the reason for wanting to have Flame Sling or Fire Pots is because it will stop the poison cloud around them. So you can see that it's already taken down the poison cloud. It can still do that crazy magic spell, but it's fairly easy to avoid. And also want to show the charged flame sling. Pretty cool. And I just got poisoned. Wow. I must have dodged into that just at the wrong time. I should probably actually heal. There we go. I think by having it set on fire prevents it from doing that poison cloud attack. And just move out of the way. Do a few swings. There we go. And that is another boss down. And this time we get the Viridian Amber Medallion, which is going to be raising our maximum stamina. A medallion with Viridian Amber inlaid. I think this is the same description as the Crimson. The Erd Tree's old sap becomes amber, treasured as the most precious of jewels in the Age of Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. A primordial life energy resides inside. So I'm not sure the percentage that it gives you, but I'll make sure I heal my poison before I die. That would be embarrassing. I'll try to look up and have a note on the screen for the percentage of stamina that it gives you. Let's go ahead and exit out of here. And the next thing that we're going to do is run across the big field and get another site of grace. But first, let's just change our equipment real quick. I'm not going to use that anymore for now. And all of that looks good. Let's just go ahead and replenish everything super quick before we go across. So there's really not a whole lot on the other side of the field. Item-wise, and there's some crafting stuff that we can pick up, but there is another site of grace, so it's not a bad idea to run over there super quick. I don't think there's a trophy for picking up all of the sites of grace, but the more places that we have that we can fast travel, we're better off doing that. So let's go ahead and run across there. These little groupings of enemies are I think they're called the Mausoleum guards. They were listed in the description of Lutel the Headless. As you can see, they are also headless. Magic works pretty well against them, if I can get it right. They don't dodge attacks, but they do like teleport, disappear, dissipate. I don't know how you want to word that is. But yeah, they don't dodge. They do carry the brass shields. I believe they can drop those. And I think it's also a possibility for them to drop their armor. I have not ever had that happen in the hundreds of hours that I've played, but it is pretty cool looking. I've seen videos and clips and pictures of people wearing it, and it's actually really neat. So this is going to be the Tombsward site of grace. So you can see we have a lot of runes right now. So let's go ahead and we'll probably be able to get one level, which is probably going to leave us enough runes to do the next thing that I want to do, which is buy some stuff from a merchant. So, what to do? I think I'm going to go ahead and put another point into intelligence. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go just between vigor, mind, endurance, intelligence, and then just keep bouncing back and forth between these until I have probably 18 endurance, and then I'll just go between the other three. If we come across a weapon that we want to use, then maybe I will add some more to strength or dexterity eventually so that we can get more weapon scaling and be able to use more types of weapons. So the next thing I have to do on my list is to go back across the field, and we're going to go to that church over there. There's a couple of enemies to fight along the way, and we're going to learn more about the Mausoleum very soon. So let's head up to this church, take out these Mausoleum guards. Probably would work pretty well if I had the glintstone arc. Maybe I should have put that one on. And then there's two more up here guarding the entrance to the church. You can see just how much magic negation the brass shield has when I hit the one when it wasn't blocking and then compared to when it was. So it is a really good shield. Very quickly I want to ride over here. I don't believe that there was anything. Yeah, this would just drop us back down to the Tombsward cave that we were just in. And some row of fruit. And this is the 4th Church of America. And if you have put 2 and 2 together, we will probably be able to have another conversation with Melina once we rest here. Seems that she has come out in a few of the churches of America. So let's go ahead and get prepared for that. We'll go ahead and rest at the site of grace. And take care of our flasks again before we forget. And there is not a conversation. Was it at... Oh, it was at the Church of Pilgrimage, wasn't it? We already had that conversation with her. Okay, well, I'm not going to edit that stuff out because, you know, it's always fun to leave my dumb comments in there. So yeah, that was goofy. Okay, next we are going to head down towards that little shack there. But first, and because it's not going to take too long, we are going to clear out this little poison swamp area. But first, let's... Nah, it's fine. Switch to... Yeah, that does work. So what I did to switch was hold down triangle and then hit the R1 button, which is basically like if I wanted to two-hand, but since I'm on torrent, it's just going to switch which weapon we use. These enemies can be very difficult. They're called marionette knights. If you get their health down enough, they just start spazzing out and swinging their swords, or if they have a crossbow, they just start launching their arrows at you super quick. They're very annoying, and let's do this. Yeah, there's one of them doing that. But then they fall over, which is kind of nice, so if you can avoid them enough to let them fall over, it's kind of an easy kill. But they're another enemy that's so easy to get swarmed and surrounded, and they can kill you so quickly. So this one is a Cuckoo Glintstone, uses FP to produce a magic bolt. A lump of broken glintstone enwreathed with magic power, a faux sorcery used by the Knights of the Cuckoo. Craftable item, launched straight ahead using FP. A magic bolt springs forth from the point of impact. And I don't know if I have ever tried using one of these, so let's give it a shot. Okay, selected. Let's see if there's any more of them. There is another enemy over here that you want to be very careful of. Don't get too close to the poison swamp yet. But remember that when you're riding Torrent, he does not get poisoned. And there's the enemy. That one I believe is called a Graven Mass. And it shoots magic up into the sky, which then falls down. And does a lot of damage right next to it. So we're just going to go ahead and get poisoned. Here's the cuckoo thing. You throw it straight forward. And I only have one. So magic doesn't really do a whole lot against it. Oh, there's another one of these. Quick. So magic doesn't really do a whole lot against the Graven Mass. However, there is a kind of a safe haven down here. I'm just going to quickly pop into my inventory and use one of these so that I don't die. And you can just kind of run up when you want to hit it, or you can just use your spells from a distance, which you can see it's not really doing a whole lot. Oh, don't die, don't die, don't die. Alright, I'm going to two-hand this and see if I can just go crazy with slashing damage. There we go. Alright, so that got us, I don't know how many runes. I didn't happen to see. I don't know if they ever drop an item. I don't think so. But it was really cool how you could see it getting summoned out of the ground. Alright, so let's ride Torrent around here real quick. And just make sure that we collected everything and killed all of the marionettes. Looks like we did. There's an item. Yeah, so there's a body with an item over there. Alright, I'm pretty sure that's it. So, oh, somebody dropped something. Is that a marionette? Yeah. Nice. Okay, so my practice account, I did get the, their armor, like the chest armor, so that's kind of cool. I don't think that we'll need the torch once we're inside here, but should see somebody very familiar as we come over here and grab a new spell. This one is called Ambush Shard, and it is awesome. We can't use it yet though because it requires 23 points in intelligence, but we will get there. So this one is going to strike from behind with projectile fired from a distance. One of the night sorceries of Celia, Town of Sorcery, launches a projectile from a distance removed from the caster, so as to strike the enemy from behind. This sorcery can be cast repeatedly. The Celian sorcerers were assassins, and it is said that they often hunted their fellows. That is really interesting. I hope that I remember that when we get to an area later. So this person should look a little bit familiar.
It will do no good, I swear it. And yet you persist. You frothing degenerates.
Okay, so you can talk to her again, but she'll just keep repeating the same thing. So that is Selen, the sorceress that we met in Limgrave at the Waypoint Ruins cellar. So that's really interesting. So she's there and she's here, but over here she's tied up. So we will learn more about that later. For now, there's really not much else that we can do in there. And time-wise, we are doing absolutely fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and quickly clear this beach area. There's... Actually, no, we're going to first go to the shack over here and collect the Site of Grace. Jump over the fence. And we're going to go talk to this merchant right here. Hello, good sir.
Well, it's been an age since I've seen a customer. How can I help here at the end of the earth?
Well, you can sell me some things. Alright, so he has a lantern, which we 100% want to get. It's something we can attach to our waist to illuminate our surroundings. Let's read it. A small, waist-worn lantern that illuminates surroundings. Use once to turn on, and again to turn off. While its light is dimmer than that of a torch, it has the advantage of freeing up the user's hands. So let's go ahead and purchase that. You can also get the Festering Bloody Finger, which is how you can attempt to invade another person's world. Attempts an invasion of another player's world. If successful, you will arrive as an invader, a bloody finger, with the objective of defeating the host of fingers of that world. This furled finger is blackened with blood congestion. It seems to have been chopped off rather unceremoniously. Interesting. That looks really creepy. Up around the base of the finger, it looks like there's like centipedes or something coming out of it. So if you remember Yura, he is a bloody finger hunter. So apparently his job is to hunt people that invade other worlds. So interesting stuff. Okay, another arteria leaf. You can get 5 of those. He does sell smithing stone 2. He sells 3 of them, so we definitely want to pick those up. And he sells a stone sword key. The lost ashes of war. This is the item that we can use to duplicate our ashes if we want to do that. So empty ashes of war, devoid of any memories of battle, unable to apply any kind of affinity in their current state, but can be used by smithing master Hugh of the Round Table Hold to recreate other ashes. Thus does the copy pass into becoming the genuine article. We're going to find some of those, so there's really no need to buy that. Whoops. The Zweihander. This weapon is amazing. It's been in, I think, every single Souls game. It's a colossal sword, so not even just a large sword or a heavy sword. It is a colossal sword. And we're going to read the description of it. This one is so cool. Just about the largest sword a mere man is capable of swinging. True to its name, it is designed to be wielded in both hands, but those of merely ordinary strength will struggle to do so. The long blade is heavy and sharp, sending foes reeling back with its broader strokes, while also capable of a devastating piercing thrust. And this has the skill Stamp Upward Cut, which I believe we've read before. So if you're wanting to use a strength build or like just two-handing swords through the game, this is definitely a great weapon to use. So now we're going to sell some of our runes because there's the note that I want to buy, and I don't remember how much it was. I think it was 800. So if I sell 3 of these, that should be plenty. Oh, it was 600. So you can also buy different types of arrows and another or 3 more sacrificial twigs, 3,000 each. So those are the talismans that you can put on that will prevent losing your runes upon death. So this is going to be a note telling us about the Wandering Mausoleum. So let's go ahead and buy that.
Have a safe journey.
And this says, a note sold by a nomadic merchant imparting knowledge in brief. To stop the Mausoleum's stride, you'll need to clean up around its feet first. All right. And we'll get the exclamation point off of that one because we did read the description. All right, so if we come over here to our pouch, the only one that we have left to be able to use on a shortcut on the D-pad is the left side. So let's go ahead and equip the lantern there. If I can find it. I went past it. There it is. Okay. So let me turn on my torch. Turn on my torch. How about I pull out my torch? You can see how well lit up it is. And then if I do this to turn on the lantern, so it still lights it up, but not quite as much. torch, lantern, and nothing. So it's an extremely helpful item. That way we can keep our staff in our left hand, we can keep the sword in our right hand, and we can still have the way lit up. So let's go ahead and take care of the mausoleum, and then in the next episode, actually, you know what, yeah, we're just gonna finish this up. I was gonna say in the next episode we would take care of the rest of this area down here, but I think we have time. So cleaning up around the mausoleum means breaking the skulls off of its feet. So it can stomp you and crush you and hurt you. So be aware, be very careful. Just go between its feet and break as many of these skulls as you can. And once you break enough of them, it will drop to the ground. And actually try to hit them, that helps even more. That was a good one. It's interesting reading stuff about the rancor pot that was talking. Ooh, wow, look at how much health that took from me. And talking about death and spirits and ghost flame. And when we hit the skulls off of this mausoleum, which is a place of death and where people are buried, it looks like ghostly flame coming off of it, which is really cool. So once you've knocked off enough of them, try to stay out from underneath it, because when it does that, it's going to drop to the ground. If you're underneath it, it will crush you. So, and the mausoleum guards are obviously only going to be around when the mausoleum is around. So they'll all drop. You don't get any runes for that. So if you're wanting to farm them for their inventory, definitely do that before you take down the mausoleum. So, and then we come in here, and this, in one of the descriptions we had read before, and I don't remember what item it was, said something about the mausoleum being where the soulless demigod was buried or something like that. So this is apparently that person or that demigod. So by interacting with this, we get the Remembrance Duplication menu. With the Remembrance Duplication menu, you can duplicate remembrances you've previously acquired. This includes remembrances from which you've already drawn out power. Duplication can only be performed once per mausoleum. So we don't have any remembrances yet. That's what we're going to get from the major, large boss fights of this game. So like when we fight the demigods, we will earn remembrances, and there's some things that we can do with those that it'll make more sense later. I don't want to try and get into it right now, but the mausoleums are very useful. So these mausoleum guards are not technically guarding the mausoleum, so that's why they have not died with it. So let's take them out real quick. And I noticed that there's another one of those little spirit figures over there. So we'll go talk to that one. Oh, critical. Nice. That was cool. Didn't drop anything. Okay, let's go talk to him. And then we will go. Oh, there it is, the tower. Finally, I can return to our home bathed in rays of gold. Alright, I'm glad I came over and did that. We are going to go over to that tower. You know what? I think I am going to end the episode here. But right now, it is possible to just run past these guys or come over this way to the side of grace. You don't have to fight against them. But I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here and rest real quick to despawn them if they're after me. So next time we're going to clear the beach over here. We're going to clear this little pond and this whole field, and then well, there's another mass of tombs down here, and then we'll go see what this tower has to offer. We will take care of that, and then we'll come down and get started on Castle Morn. And the more I think about it, Castle Morn is not huge, but it's big enough that we can probably split that into 2 episodes. So we'll go through the first part of Castle Morn in the next episode, and then we'll finish it up in the one after that. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.